Hello, my name is Chuck Jones.
I'm Mark Scott.
This is your WrestleHeads program for the week, and we are here for much more exciting wrestling news. So, with that being said,
What the fuck is going on? How the fuck are we gonna start a show like that? This is Wrestling Heads, damn it. This ain't Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You know what I mean?
the fans wanted us to be PG, so I tried to conform myself to the WWE attitude. That just ain't gonna happen here, Jack. My motherfucking name is Chuck Jones. This is Amar Scott. Randy's behind the fucking camera. Now we're gonna do this shit the way we're supposed to do this shit. Now, you know there's a lot of stuff going on in the wrestling business, and so do we, so let's get on right into it.
Raw!
WWE, Monday Night Raw, we start the week off coming off of the pay-per-view. The one thing that I gotta say before we even talk about anything else that's going on, what the fuck are they doing with Seth Rollins yet again? He just had a pretty good night, not the best night, but he could have very well ended Sting's career. And he comes out the next night, and instead of like riding off of that and making it into what it should have been, it's like they go back to the same thing over and over again. Now you got Kane. Kane came out at the end of the night. He had that carne asada on his face again, you know, with the hair and everything like that. And this motherfucker, this guy, he comes out on Monday Night Raw with his suit and tie on, no mask, and he's playing dumb with him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Putting him in his awful match.
I'm happy to be back to work. I don't know why, you know. I'm happy to be at work. I don't know why you felt like I was involved in the match. I wasn't involved in the match.
I wasn't there. I wasn't
Stephanie and Triple H are playing like they don't know why he's there and stuff like that. Whatever the case may be. Getting down to the brass tacks of the situation.
Shit's dumb.
Dumber than dog shit. Dumber than Colin Kaepernick's performance today.
That shit was garbage.
So, they have the return match. Cena versus Rollins.
2 pick sixes.
And this time, Cena beats Rollins again.
Clean.
Again, Amor.
Clean.
It's showing that they're obviously putting the U.S. title back on Cena and saying he's
That's just there.
Yeah, he's Super Cena again. But granted, I mean, it's all like I was saying. The big picture is this all feeds in to that whole Kane, Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell. Or that, let's go a little further past that, and let's say Seth Rollins, Triple H, Seth Rollins turning face, Triple H and Seth Rollins will have a feud in the near future, and this is all leading up to it. See, because Triple H and Stephanie are acting dumb, like they don't even know why Kane's here. They're not stopping Kane from doing what he's doing. He's putting Rollins in these awful matches, night after night, on Smackdown, Smackdown Raw. He's, like Charles said, he's coming at him as the corporate Kane. Hey, yeah, I'm here, guys. I'm glad to have a job. But then at the end of the night, he's screwing Seth Rollins' ass by becoming the demon, coming up from under the ring and shit, or distracting him some other way so he can lose matches, you know?
Now, I don't want to look too far ahead into Hell in a Cell or anything like that. I mean, we still got this big show coming up in New York at Madison Square Garden, where it looks like it probably will be Cena versus Rollins again, right?
But the angle is stupid, though.
I'm looking at it right now. It's going to be in a steel cage. You're going to have, for the WWE United States Championship, you're going to have Seth Rollins versus Big John Cena for the U.S. title. And then if I can quote on these other matches, for the WWE Tag Team titles, you will have The New Day versus the Dudley Boys in a tables match. You're going to have Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show. You're going to have Chris Jericho versus WWE Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens. You're going to have Randy Orton versus Sheamus. You're going to have Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. And then it should be appearances by Mark Henry, Stardust, Team Bella, and much, much more.
Okay, let me just say right here.
So that's going to be a big freaking show.
And it's going to be a big freaking show, but I'm going to cut the line right here. Hey, Jack, I'm tired of seeing Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. You can kick that off the card. Okay, John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Oh, we're going to put it in the cage. Okay, John Cena's going over. You're putting the Super Cena thing on him again. So you're going to put the champ down one more time. Then you're going to put him back in a cage with Hell in a Cell going against Kane and the Demon. Hey, man, I mean, what more do you want him to get his ass taxed in a cage for 2 months? In the same month, he's in 2 cage matches. I mean, hey, where are you going with the storyline with the champ? Nobody wants to see Dolph Ziggler and fucking Rusev over. Nobody wants to see Randy Orton and Sheamus again. I'm tired of seeing that shit. Why don't you move Dolph Ziggler somewhere and move Sheamus somewhere? Or whatever the clarification. Then you're gonna put Jericho versus Kevin Owens. Wait a minute, Jack. It should be Jericho versus Ambrose or something of that nature. But hey, we can suffice with Jericho versus Kevin Owens.
Any one of them would have been fine. I mean, if you would have did Jericho versus Ambrose or Jericho versus Reigns, I mean, keep up the storyline with what's going on. And yes, another Randy Orton versus Sheamus.
Tired of seeing that. Tired of seeing Rusev versus.
I never applied preparation to my ass to watch that match.
Tired of seeing Rusev.
Tired of that
You know what I am glad of? They don't have that bum bitch Ryback facing Kevin Owens in a return match. I'm glad they got that out the way.
But you know,
they saving that for Hell in a Cell.
But they're gonna have that in Hell in a Cell. But you know what? I expect Seth Rollins. I expect Kevin Owens to make the exclamation point on that and just let them know the title's gone, it ain't coming back, and that's it. But this shit with John Cena, this shit is frightening because, okay, what are you going to do to my champion now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you've already fucking humiliated him. He ended fucking Sting's career, and they don't want to fucking say it. But let me tell you, Sting, I've been your fan for years, but you ain't got to come back from that. We know that shit's tough.
He has to come back. It has to be Undertaker versus fucking Sting.
No,
it has to be that.
No, we don't need to see that.
Let me tell you something, fella. If you waiting on that shit to happen, you might be waiting by yourself, pal. Because I don't think Sting's coming back from this fucking injury.
He's going to come back.
I don't give a shit.
Stinger's going to be back.
I don't give a damn what his agent said or anything like that. That shit,
he took his life.
He couldn't walk after that.
Punctured a lung or something.
He took the bump into the turnbuckle, and then when he went to go walk, he had to drop.
He got up better than Undertaker did.
Well, the Undertaker dropped before he hit the curtain, and you gonna put him in Hell in a Cell against Brock Lesnar. So now I'm trying to figure out, is the WWE in the murdering business now?
Yes, they are. Hey, they're condemned. Remember that movie?
Killing people careers.
Exactly.
So anyway, like in a nutshell, they need to stop this shit. Now, if you want to make a real statement here, to sell your match for Hell in a Cell, Rollins got to beat Cena in New York.
Yeah.
He got to beat Cena in New York.
But they're probably going to have Kane come up from under the motherfucking ring in the cage again.
See, and I agree with what you're saying. I agree with the big story that you're talking about, like the whole overview of this issue, which is going to be still ultimately Seth Rollins versus the Authority.
Yeah.
See, that's where it's going to go.
But see, if you think about it,
that's Toretto, Ryan. It always has been Toretto.
If you think about this whole storyline, how they've been fucking over Seth Rollins, it's to the detriment of the champ.
Yeah.
They're fucking up his title reign. It's like, this dude's title reign could have been so great, they neuter him at every fucking corner. You take his finishing maneuver. Then, you gotta make him bitch down and run to everybody. Goddamn, Cena fucking look like he takes a joy out of going on there talking shit to him. And it's like, everybody talks shit, and then he was starting to get some steam when he broke Cena's fucking nose. And then Cena come back talking shit like it's fucking yesterday. I'm just saying.
I don't get
that's the shit that I've been saying the whole time, where they killing it, where Seth Rollins' title reign could have been so fucking great, and it's like they're sabotaging him at every fucking corner.
He's still coming up big.
He come up in big in the matches.
I just don't understand
the overall view. It looks bad. His reign gonna look bad.
How much more does he have to endure before we actually can just call him a legitimate champion and he get the respect? No, I'm saying before he can get the respect, because he's not getting legitimate championship respect, and he should be.
That's from the writers. That's not from the fans. The fans all know
and
what's
going
on.
FYI, a little history note. Today, he became the longest reigning Money in the Bank winner to win the heavyweight champion over 100 and some days. FYI.
Thank you for that piece of information.
Moving on.
So,
you got a page turn?
Yeah, you want to get into that? We can get into that right now.
We discussed it last week.
We told you.
Divas. We told you guys. We told you guys right here on the show after the pay-per-view that there was going to be somewhat of a turn, a page turn coming. And it did come the next night on Raw. We saw the animosity split out in the ring. She got tired of seeing Ric Flair's 68-year-old lips kissing his daughter. Nobody wants to see that shit on TV anymore. Stop doing it. Come on. Cut it out. Stop it. You know what I mean? She got tired of it. I know that's his daughter. Nobody wants to see that
shit. That's his daughter, but it ain't our daughter.
Exactly.
So don't put it in our face every 5 minutes. Now, you already had Ric Flair go out there and pretty much overshadow her moment when she won the belt. Okay, that's one thing. Then you're going to have the backstage segment. Yeah. Then you're going to have the front stage segment. Yeah. Listen, number one, Paige's titties was out.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
They were.
That's number one. Number two, we knew this shit was coming because she wasn't going to sit idly by and watch a person that supposedly she recruited to back her up in the so-called Diva Gang War.
That's now the champion.
But this is traditional professional wrestling. You bring the upstart in, and the upstart usually gets the nod, and then the grizzled veteran gets upset. You know, and then it becomes an issue. So yeah, you know you're gonna get Paige versus Charlotte. I didn't like the way Paige talked about Becky Lynch. Like, I don't even know why you're here.
That wasn't right.
She down talking to everybody. But see what should be.
She made sense about the belts.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit.
What should be noticed?
You're right.
What should be noticed in the whole thing is if you sit back and think about it. Right, Paige sitting there talking shit about everybody, going back and forth. Paige didn't have shit handed to her. That's what they should have said. Yeah, she did. See, she got handed the title the first night she came on the show.
Yeah, to Raw, because that's the direction they were going in. But you don't watch the Total Divas show, so you won't know the inside track, what goes on with the Divas and how they think. No, they wanted that to happen for her. They all voted, saying we want her to win the title on her first night, and that came from every diva in the fucking locker room. That was already said.
That was
Amar, remember this though. You still got to be objective though, because
maybe start that night.
The Total Divas programming is still written by WWE.
Of course.
It's the same shit.
Of course.
So it's not real reality.
But no, I'm not saying it, but it gives an objective look of what's going on that we don't really know shit about.
But
you know what I mean?
But you see, to validate Charlotte's title reign though, she's gonna have to beat Paige decisively.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like it's gonna have to.
Yeah, Charlotte will have to go over.
They're gonna set up a triple threat match.
And if they got the guts to do it, they need to put them in a cell.
But and they already started saying, cause look, man.
I said ladder match.
Look. And
do you really want them to climb a ladder though?
Hey, women did it before.
Hey, do it.
Trish and them did it back in the day.
Look, man.
But the only thing, not to cut you off, the only thing I didn't like about this shit was they did it so fucking quick. You know, you supposed to let a storyline develop. They didn't even give it no time. Bam, she turned, and that's it.
But we warned them.
That's true. We seen it, but I didn't think it was gonna happen this goddamn quick.
Caught that shit like a Greg Maddox fastball.
They did it so goddamn quick. I'm like, you didn't even get the shit to develop, and they supposed to sit there.
Yeah.
They supposed to sit there and push the fucking demons. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, you know. It comes. Charlotte has to go over her own page. We all know this. You have to build the stars up. But they're going to break up all those groups. Maybe Bad lasts the longest because of their merchandise sales. You did bring, that was a good point. But they're breaking up all those groups, man. It's finna show. Because low-key, when Naomi's in the ring, or when Tamina's in the ring, they're calling for Sasha. And hey,
why wouldn't you call for Sasha?
They're calling for Sasha.
She's a star,
They're calling for Sasha.
She's a clean-cut star.
It's a clean-cut star.
Can you imagine?
But let the women work that's in the ring. You know what I mean? If Naomi's in there handle it, it's let her work. Don't just keep calling for Sasha. That's disrespectful, man.
But can you imagine another faction can brew from this?
Yeah.
You bring up Naomi, you bring up Paige, and then it brings the 4 horsewomen together. You know, because they're like, we brought these women up.
They didn't want to show the next week. Yeah, I do see that coming in the future with Bayley moving up to the main roster. I'm not saying no time soon, but look out for that. Look out for that. It's coming sometime around Mania, maybe past that. But when they move up, when Bayley moves up, it's going to be like, wait a minute, we tried to help these people out and blah, 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 and they turned on us because trust me, it's going to happen. And then bam, now you got the 4 horsemen.
I bet you, Paige.
Because they call for Sasha. When Team Bad is in the ring, they calling for Sasha the whole damn match.
And don't be surprised, Russell heads. Be ready, because Paige and Naomi, they're going to form an alliance. Because they're both going to be in the same boat with the same ideas and the same thought process, and they're both going to get passed up on the freeway.
Watch Natalya. Natalya might. They're moving Natalya somewhere close to Becky and Charlotte. But here's the flip end, what you got to pay attention to. Natalya lost her match too to Naomi, and it's like Paige told her, it's passing you by. Are you even in this business anymore? Natalya might be going back to what was that? What was that? Pin Up Strong with her and old girl that CM Punk was fucking
AJ?
No, the other one, the blonde.
Talking about Edge's wife and mother of his kid, Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix.
They was the Divas of Doom.
Well, Pin Up Strong, whatever the fuck they call themselves. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they call themselves. You know what I mean? She might be reverting back because she's realizing, hey, she might be in the win with all these other talents.
He was just trying to get CM Punk back for Lita.
So okay. So
There's a lot going on in the Divas division.
Right. So you got
Pay
that.
attention.
So you got that whole diva shit going on, and we'll definitely keep you fucking going with that shit. So anyway, bottom line is this, Jack. Intercontinental title. You know that Ryback's gonna get that rematch, but they gotta be clear cut about this, and they gotta say, hey, Kevin Owens beating your ass like there's no tomorrow, and that's it. You know, Ryback, we'll find something else for you to do. We'll get you a gimmick match here and there. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't want to. They better not try to pull no horse shit with this one and screw this whole thing up, because this will be like, seriously, you will get some angry fans out there. But this is what we do know. We know that Kevin Owens is gonna go against what, Chris Jericho in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not all be surprised that both outside sources for that match will probably be involved. Ryback and either Dean Ambrose or Roman Reigns, whoever felt the most personal from Chris Jericho taking the night off in the 6-man tag match. Okay, now, getting on to the tag team situation. Reigning defending champs, the New Day, right?
Yeah.
Now, they're going to get their rematch against the Dudleys in New York as well, right? Yeah. That's supposed to be a tables match?
Yeah,
okay, that's fine. I wouldn't be surprised because, see, the Dudleys, at the end of the day, the Dudleys are going to have this problem where it's going to be 3-on-2. So if you know it's going to be 3-on-2, they're going to have to get someone else. Now, like you said, the rumor mill was talking about what, Spike Dudley?
The rumor mill has been talking about Spike Dudley making a return.
To me, that's not a good idea. Get Rob Van Dam.
Okay. Well,
bring Rob Van Dam back, ECW, like, it's time for RVD to get back in there.
Yeah.
I would say you bring RVD back, you get a much better match out of that.
Yeah, because he's on the part-time schedule. If you put him in that match with the Dudley Boys, they can go the ECW, the Team Extreme, or whatever the fuck they call themselves, against the New Day. You're going to have, it will be great television. It will be a great match on the pay-per-view card if you put it at Hell in a Cell. But, you know, WWE might fuck that up. I don't know what they're
Well, let's just hope that they don't. Yeah. So, with that being said, that's the tag team business going on. Then, the main event of the New York Madison Square Garden show is definitely Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. So they had Big Show come out in a tune-up match against our guy Cesaro.
Yeah.
And Big Show knocked him out, got on the mic, tried to sell himself to the crowd. Now, you guys can answer this because we've always asked the question. Are you tired of Brock Lesnar beating the Big Show's ass? Because I'm tired of it. I mean, he beat the fuck out of him out of the Royal Rumble, like what, 2 years ago with those chairs and stuff? I'm surprised the guy was even walking upright. I know he's a big guy and stuff like that, and he's a great guy, lovable guy, but you go in there with Brock Lesnar, you know, even if you guys are working together or not, you're going to get fucked up. And you think in Madison Square Garden of all places that Brock Lesnar's going to take it easy on you? Fuck no, he's going to beat the shit out of you. He's going to suplex you. It's going to go down.
Here's the hard line.
You're living under a rock if you truly believe that Big Show's going to win that match.
Here's the hard line.
I'm sorry.
How many times is Big Show going to get suplexed? Can Brock get him up more than 5 times?
I give the Big Show credit because he's going to jump and he's going to make the effort to sell every one of those
he won't have to
get. But at the same time, I just don't like the matchup. I don't think it's a good matchup. You know, the way Brock destroyed him at that Royal Rumble a couple years back, I'm still thinking about that ass whooping. So if I'm thinking about it, what you know, Big Show's still thinking about it. Exactly. Yeah. So nonetheless, that's the WWE stuff for now. I mean, you know, we still got to really sit here and pay attention and find out what's going to happen with the Wyatt family and this whole thing with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose and
see how that
evolves. How they're going to get some more help and you know what's going to happen with Chris Jericho and it's a lot of things that still need to be figured out. But you know, for the most part, we already know where the main event is going with Seth Rollins and Kane and Triple H and Stephanie. We know that this is one big screw turn. It's going to happen. I just wonder if John Cena's going to join the Authority.
Somebody.
Or, exactly. Like, I just don't.
Somebody big time is going to join the Authority.
I just don't like this whole thing with Seth Rollins. But we say, it occurred to me, Amar, that we are fucking saying this shit every week.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. And here's the thing. A lot of people like to bring up all his you know, just want to nibble and trying to bring up all his title reigns of failure. His title reign has not been a failure. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. The guy has delivered in match after match now. Granted, creative in where they're going with some of these matches and some of these rivalries and feuds. Okay, it's a little to the left and a little to left to be desired. But the guys, no matter who he's in the ring with, he's coming up big every fucking night. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. You know, for me, that's the heart testament of a heart of a champion. Now, yeah, you gotta watch out. Randy just named that he had the title the longest by cashing in his Money in the Bank. That guy's favorite wrestler's record might be at stake if this guy holds the title after WrestleMania. I'm just saying, you heard it here first. If he makes it to March and he makes it past WrestleMania with the title, watch out June and watch out CM Punk for your record.
You got it, pal, and I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
So, moving on, TNA, Total Nonstop Action. I'm going to be honest with you, WrestleHeads, because I feel like we're personal like that.
Yeah.
My fucking DVR didn't even record this shit. So I ain't even watched the shit, but we do know what happened. So, just getting into it and giving you just a little brief overview, because I'm sure months down the line, you already know what the damn show's about already. So, we're going to go ahead and tell you anyway. So, as of right now, it looks like Drew Galloway is going to be the #1 contender to the title for Ethan Carter III. They're supposed to lock up at Bound for Glory. We also know that Bobby Lashley's going to go against Robert Roode for the King of the Mountain title. Yep. They're locking up at Bound for Glory. We know that Awesome Kong is the #1 contender. She's locking up with Gail Kim at Bound for Glory. Now, the thing about TNA, and we're not going to sit here and keep talking about how they're a sinking ship and they're off TV in January, because that's pretty much public information. Yeah. Let's just try to stick to the facts and stick to the show. Yeah. Now, all these different things they have going on in TNA with all these feuds and rivalries and stuff, bless their heart, they're doing the best they can. If you want to do something right, as much as I like Ethan Carter III, it's time for that strap to go to Drew Galloway. In my opinion,
make another star.
You have to do it. Yeah. WWE didn't do it.
But
so you can capitalize on it by striking first.
But you know what the problem was? They waited too long to put the title on Ethan Carter III in the first place.
Just like they did Samoa Joe when he was there.
Ethan Carter III should have had the title. Like he had the title for how long? He's didn't had it for what? About a couple months right now. He should have had it for at least the last 6, 7, 8 months. And that would give him a nice title reign. Then if he's passing over to Drew McIntyre right now, because Ethan Carter right now is the best thing they got going in that company, and he's not even the highest paid wrestler. You're still shelling out bucks for a half-hearted Jeff Hardy and a broke back Kurt Angle. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, I got nothing but agreements with you. You know, that's pretty much the case. So that's pretty much TNA in a nutshell. Also, the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, saying that they're going to get another broadcast partner. They try to make the illusion that it's going to be something that favors JR. Don't hold your breath on that. I don't think JR will go to a product
they ain't
like
gonna
that.
have the money to take. Listen up, TNA fans. If you're still out there, if you're watching the show, they don't have the money for JR. For one, where are they gonna find the money for JR? 2, Pope's only saying they need extra help. They're bringing extra help out there because his ass absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, sucks at the fucking announce table. I mean, I'm just saying, at the broadcast table, he's fucking awful. He's almost as worse as Vampiro. I'm just saying.
So with that being said, I mean, don't hold your breath thinking that illusion is going to be Jim Ross, because I can almost tell you right now, it won't be. So now, Ring of Honor. Okay, Ring of Honor had a show this week. Just going to go briefly through it. They had a big 6-man tag team
main event
going on. The reigning New Japan Heavyweight Champion Okada and RPG Vice going against Hiroki Goto. And
he is the IWGP Intercontinental Champion now.
Hiroki Goto is.
Yes.
And they had a pretty damn good match.
With the Briscoes. Remember, the Briscoes was in that match.
Yeah. As I said, he tagged with them.
Yeah, them boys.
And it was a pretty good confrontation, good contest. You also saw ACH against Caprice Coleman. Looking good. Give us some background on ACH.
Well, ACH right now.
Because the only thing I know is like they use that as the same term for your checking account when you're trying to pay bills.
Nah. This dude's a different breed. You're talking about a guy that can get it done in the ring. See, the one thing that's for wrestling fans that's, since we're on wrestling heads, Ring of Honor has stars, man. They may not have the size of the big 6'7" build, but you're talking about guys that can get it done in the ring. ACH is one of them. I mean, Capri Coleman. Let's not forget about him. Breaking in 1998 in Charlotte, North Carolina with the Hardys and fucking Carino. That's on the announce table. When they call it King Carino, you ain't no goddamn king. You were average at best at ECW. Come on. You know what I mean? Yeah, but he was average at best at ECW. He's King Carino, King these nuts. He wasn't King nothing. He wasn't King of shit.
Where's your crown, King nothing?
Exactly. So, Capri Coleman, Great match with ACH. A guy that's a vet with a guy that's really up and coming. ACH is one of those stars that when we ask ourselves, why isn't this guy in NXT? And that's all I'm saying. There's a couple guys on that roster. There's a couple guys on that roster I need to know why aren't they in NXT. But in the end, it showed getting to the main event. The Briscoes, baby. I can't say enough about them boys. Them boys is a hell of a lot better than that damn Briscoe that showed up on TNA. You know, and it's looking, and just to me, it's looking like the Briscoes are going to be back in the title scene. So the Addiction, the Young Bucks, them boys is coming back for their tag team titles in ROH. So you better watch out for that.
So be on the lookout for that information, and we will provide it here first on Russellhead's programming. Now, moving on to NXT. You know, they're trying to build up to their show Takeover. They got this inaugural, you know, unprecedented tag team tournament in honor of Dusty Rhodes and
Big G.
You know, the thing is,
Big G.
They got they had a match with Tyler Breeze and Bull Dempsey. After the match, Tyler Breeze had a backstage conversation with Apollo Crews, and it looks like they're gonna lock up at the next NXT show. And I have mixed emotions about this shit because the bottom line is this. I like Tyler Breeze. I think that Tyler Breeze should be up on the main roster. However, Apollo Crews looks like a freight train that won't be stopped.
Yeah.
So, are you going to have Tyler Breeze do the job? You know, or like, how's that shit going to work out? You can't put him over Apollo Crews because Apollo Crews is up and coming. You don't want to stop his steam. So, I don't know. We're going to watch that and see how that shit comes out. That's going to be at the next takeover. And then, you know, you had the Japanese female wrestler come over, going by the name of Asuka now. Used to be Kana.
Yeah.
She had a segment with Emma and Dana Brooke. Emma and Dana Brooke tried to humiliate her, call themselves NXT Welcoming Committee, tried to punk her. You know, so obviously those might be her first opponents when
She looked like she was gonna kill their ass.
And then the main event, well, tag team, you know, match. The reigning tag team champions, the Vaudevillains, against the former tag team champions Blake and Murphy. And, you know, another great match in the Vaudevillains.
Hellacious match. Yeah. Hellacious physical match. The Vaudevillains stuck it to him, though. Great elbow smash. They had some elbow smashes back from the AWA, from Vern Gagne. I mean, I'm looking at this match, especially the guy with the, you know, the one with the beard.
With the one strap? Or
yeah, the one strap beard guy.
You're not talking about Eddie Guerrero's son-in-law.
Yeah, not Eddie Guerrero's son-in-law, the other guy.
That guy really stays true to his art of being like a 1920s type wrestler.
Man, he hit an elbow smash straight out of Vern Gagne's playbook that I saw when Vern Gagne's old tapes back from the 40s and whatever when he was wrestling in the back of an alley. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it was unbelievable.
So with that being said, you know, be on the lookout for NXT. They had a lot of good upcoming tag teams. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be decided with these brackets. And we got word that, you know, Dustin Runnels and Cody Rhodes, you know, Goldust, they'll be there to present the trophy in honor of their dad. We know that if he was alive, he probably would have been the one to do it.
Yeah.
So
He had a heavy hand involved with the NXT.
Yeah, this tag team takeover. If you notice, there's not only just this tag team revolution in the WWE on their main roster.
That one motherfucker looked like a poor man's Alistair Overeem, though.
Oh,
that was named James Jordan.
Jordan, yeah.
Yeah.
But you notice the tag team revolution they got going down in NXT.
I just want to know that
it's a tag team. It's like if you're a wrestling fan back from the 80s and early 90s, you know what I'm talking about. When tag teams ruled the wrestling scene. When you had all kinds, the late 80s, mid to late 80s, you had the Hart Foundation, you had the Demolition, you had the Killer Bees, you had the, the Strike Force, you know, the Rock and Roll,
the British Bulldogs, the
had it all.
You know,
the Rockers.
The list goes on.
Brainbusters.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. That was just WWE. NWA, they had their tag teams too. AWA even had some good tag teams. The tag teams in the mid to late 80s, into the 90s, tag teams ruled the wrestling scene. You know what I'm talking about. It's coming back to that. Tag team wrestling is coming back to the main roster. For real.
What are you doing to us? Whatever the hell we want.
Dropping them on their head.
So with that being said, that's all the shows wrapped up. Our man from behind the scenes here, Mr. Randy's going to give us the news and notes. First, before you do that though, Jack, not only do I want to endorse Nabisco's Cheez-It crackers because they're good crackers, we got to get into this JBL situation.
God, yeah, man.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Before we go into the news and notes, you know, the WWE Network debuted a new program with JBL where he's sitting down and he's interviewing key people in professional wrestling history.
Legends
and,
with JBL.
You know, the bottom line is this. I mean, he's got a suit and tie on. He's asking the good questions. And
He's asking the hard questions.
And it's a quiet environment so you can really get your point across. First guest was Eric Bischoff. They had a part 1 and 2. You really could learn a lot from what happened in the 90s, really talking to him. And for the most part, you know, obviously there's probably some falsehood somewhere along the line, but
of course,
for the most part though, it seemed like Eric Bischoff was sincere. And the stuff that he didn't want to answer, he just said he had bad memory. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I gotta tell you, I'm interested to know who the next guest is because we learned a lot from Eric Bischoff and Russo and the Monday Night Raw. They gotta get Russo on there.
Oh man, because he got to get Russo to whatever Eric Bischoff said, because he retorted, because Eric Bischoff threw Rusev's dick in the dirt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, man. It's a couple people.
I think Bischoff full of shit about that shit with Hogan. Hogan had creative control, and if you remember, just like I was saying when we was watching it, when motherfucking Vince Russo came out there, he just said everything that Bischoff said. Bischoff added a little part, but he said, "Hey, I've been back there all day playing politicking." That's what Bischoff fucking said. Like, hey, they was sitting here talking about this shit all day, going back and forth about this shit. And Hogan, either way, Hogan's a goddamn scumbag. I mean, Bischoff was one of his boys, and Bischoff probably felt loyalty to him because he owed a lot of success to the whole, renaissance of WCW to motherfucking Hulk Hogan.
That EWO say wrestling.
And the biggest travesty out of that shit, he said when he had Kevin Nash being the booker. I'm like, you can't put a self-serving son of a bitch like Kevin Nash as a booker. Because, I mean, you seen how it went down. What stars did he make?
He didn't make none.
Exactly. Because they was just worried about themselves. It was just him powerbombing Rey Mysterio for 29 weeks and shit.
But you know what was interesting? That we found out that Hulk Hogan was the one that said put the title on Goldberg. I do not know that.
I really don't believe that though.
Hey.
For me, I would have to hear it from Bill Goldberg's mouth that Hogan gave him the nod.
Oh, yeah.
I would have to hear it from Bill Goldberg because I don't.
But why would Eric Bischoff put over Hogan and say that? He could
because him and Hogan.
He could have very easily said he said it.
Because they're trying to get Hogan back into the WWE. They're trying to. If you notice, he didn't say He didn't say anything bad about Hogan. Because
it was everybody else.
They're trying to be pro Hogan to get Hogan back in there. And going into the news and notes section, we saw that fucking pathetic ass display where Hogan called himself being out of fucking Denny's and he saw a black couple getting married and now all of a sudden he want to turn around and be a great guy and all this shit and the camera was just playing what was the camera doing a documentary on hash browns? Or was the whole fucking thing set up in the first place?
I told you when I seen that fucking tape.
It's a goddamn
that was a
cry
setup.
for help, and I laughed at it when I first saw it because
It was
it's
a setup.
like, you need to fucking stop, man.
But that Legends with JBL, that was damn good.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from JBL's show.
That was
and the
damn
Table
good
for
show.
Three is a good show too. We saw the one with the three hoochies,
Jesus Christ.
Ivory, and,
Three legends.
yeah,
Three legendary
three female
women.
legend hoochies. I'm sorry.
Three
Women's champions.
Yeah, carpet munchers.
Now that I won't say.
Jesus
But let me
Christ.
tell you something. It was a good show, and we'll be interested to see who else is going to be eating dinner.
Yeah.
Go ahead and slide those news and notes, my good man.
Oh yeah. Outside of the news and notes on the football, just seen the report. Roethlisberger sprained MCL out 4 to 6 weeks. So
Y'all can sustain that.
they said most likely, definitely the 6 weeks. They're gonna take the 6 weeks.
Yeah, it might be 4.
Not they. NFL said the report is probably gonna be 6 more. 6.
Knowing Roethlisberger to be 4.
Let's do these news and notes. Chair's hurting my ass.
Sounds personal. Okay, let's see. Ronda Rousey says most likely because she got to film her movie, she's not gonna be able to make WrestleMania. Let's see what else we got.
Fuck Ronda Rousey. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I put it up in Wrestle Heads. It was a did you know since Seth Rollins the 100 and some odd days, 60, 70 days that he been world champion, his goddamn record has been 18 wins and 59 losses. That is fucking ridiculous for a fucking world heavyweight fucking champion.
The numbers definitely don't speak for the performance.
Numbers never lie. I mean, it goes back to what I was saying the whole fucking time, how they fucking just throwing his dick in the dirt for for no apparent reason.
Yeah, but
18 and 59.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and we all know this. The outcomes are predetermined. Long as the show and the match is good. Long as the show and the match is good, who cares about who wins or lose? Because he keeps the title at the end of the night. Has he lost the title in the whole 59 losses?
But see, you got to think about it on this aspect. He has lost the title, which was the U.S. title.
That's the U.S. title. That's a secondary title.
And secondly, you got to remember, people are going to judge him off of this first title run. And everything's going to pivot. How this shit goes.
Now we're going back
two.
to now his title reign is not, man. I thought we were done with that a month ago. Now we're going back around to that.
No, it got nothing to do with the whole thing in the gist. Everybody, if you sit here and listen to me, I'm appalled like how they doing the fucking.
The bottom line is this.
He's getting fucked over.
The bottom line is this. He's holding the strap. He's still the reigning defending champion.
And they sandbagging him.
They sandbagging the fuck out of him, but he still shows up for big matches. What else you got?
Alberto Del Rio is confirmed for Lucha Underground Season 2. He said that he did not have no inclinations of coming back to the WWE.
God damn.
Okay.
They need a Spanish star real bad.
Bro, whenever they go out, let me tell you something, Jack. When they go out there and they make it a point to say that they're not coming back, be on the lookout for them. They coming back.
Yeah.
Nah, but you gotta look at how you left.
Other dude got fired already.
That racial shit.
The other dude got fired.
What's the best way to cool down the Hogan situation? Think big picture. Think big picture. What is the biggest way to cool down that Hogan situation? Is by tying up all your racial loose ends, right?
Now
you bring Del Rio back. You say that we don't endorse it. You have Hogan issue an apology. See? Now he's eating the pancakes and the hash browns with the black family, right? Yeah. Now you have this guy trying to run and come back.
The interracial family. But the point is, what I'm trying to say to you is this: some people have pride, and how Del Rio is, he have pride. He's not gonna bend over. Plus, he said he do not miss that fucking 200, 270, 280 fucking schedule to WWE. And the thing that is not talked about is a lot of these independent dudes is making as much money they would be in the WWE and maybe a little bit more because of all the independent shows they do and the flexibility they have. When you WWE, you just straight WWE. And these guys get to go home to their families. They get to go chill where they don't have to have a side bitch on the side on the road.
Alright.
That shit makes a difference.
I got this, Mark. Ted DiBiase. Everybody's got a price. Stay off from the right number. He'll be back.
Yeah.
What else you got?
His pride ain't going to turn down those
because you got to remember, anyway it goes with Del Rio, he's a 4-time champ. Hall of Famer. He don't have shit else to prove. He's the first, you think of a first Mexican-born person or star to fucking win the belt that many fucking times? He's a made man. He don't have to come back. Okay. Now, next. Breaking news. WWE has announced Steve Austin, Undertaker, Ric Flair, and Shawn Michaels will be appearing at the October 19th Raw from Dallas. So they trying to go big for Dallas because in Prelude, they got to get ready for the next year in Dallas, which will be WrestleMania.
Good move. What else you got?
Let's see. The next thing, WWE Chairman Vince McMahon reportedly freaking out on the decline.
That guy be tripping. On the Monday Night Football, come on, man. I read that. And hey, read Wrestling Heads. That shit's crazy.
On the ratings.
Yeah.
So he's tripping on the ratings. I'm like, he gotta just understand football is football.
Yeah, man.
And just go from there, you know.
He's overreacting, dude.
Well, this goes back to the issue at hand, though. Am I gonna sit there and watch Seth Rollins look like shit on Monday Night Raw, or am I gonna watch football?
Or am I?
Because Seth Rollins is my guy. He's my champion. I don't want to see him looking like shit, so I'd rather watch football.
It doesn't matter if Brock Lesnar's on there. They're going to be watching football. That's just way.
But nobody.
Maybe in other countries.
Okay.
But see, just like what you said with Brock Lesnar, nobody talked about when Brock Lesnar was champion. The ratings was at almost at all-time low.
Yeah, during football season, people watch football.
Nobody. I mean, even when football wasn't going, and when Brock Lesnar had the time.
But he had the strap during football.
He had
it before football season, and he had it during.
Because he got it at SummerSlam. He carried all the way in the Mania.
Right before football season.
Yeah, SummerSlam.
He held
all the way
it
in
all
the
through football season. Super Bowl.
Bad
basketball getting ready to start too.
Next. Sting spoke with WWE website to discuss the injury he sustained at Night of Champions and if he plans to step in the ring again and what Rollins told him after. Below was the highlights. He had a stiff neck, a little banged up, otherwise he felt good. is a pretty standard after a match like that.
God, that dude.
He was in the hospital.
I'm sorry, bro. Stiff neck ain't gonna cause nobody to collapse.
Yeah. Shit.
You know, he might have. If you think about it, he might have had a stinger.
Yeah.
But he said the biggest pleasure was working with Seth Rollins. He's honored after 30 years working some of the best and the greats. I'm telling you, he got to be the best I ever worked with. He said this guy has it. Giving props to the champ.
Good, man. That's good.
I mean, you know, we all know Seth Rollins.
Instead, WWE want to sandbag him for Sheamus. You know what I mean? Like, I get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't
So
make
right now,
sense.
the takeover, NXT takeover, respect. That's what it's called.
Respect. Man. Because you know what the respect is? Sasha and Bayley main event at the takeover. Look it.
So right now, as it looked like, Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze. Another part of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic will be the Mechanics versus, to be announced later. And then another match of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic will be Baron Corbin and Rhino versus a team to be announced later. And then there's going to be another classic match with two teams to be announced later. And then you have the 30-minute WWE NXT Women's Championship Iron Woman match, Bayley versus Sasha Banks. And we know they're going to tear the fucking house all the way to the fucking ground.
That's gonna be a great match.
It's going to be a great match, man. It really is.
Let's see, as of right now, the main event for TNA Bound For Glory has been revealed. It will be TNA World Heavyweight Champion Ethan Carter III going against Drew Galloway.
Right, we called that one already during the TNA segment.
TNA King of the Mountain title match, Bobby Lashley versus Bobby Roode.
We called that during the TNA match.
TNA Knockout title match will be Awesome Kong versus Gail Kim. And then for the Ultimate X, right now it's only the champion, Tigre Uno. And then it would be Kurt Angle versus somebody to be determined.
Kurt Angle.
Alright, what else you got?
That's his comeback match.
God, he should come back and go away.
Carlito just rejected the WWE's latest offer. They want to bring a Latin star back, and they want Carlito back. But I think they probably just threw him a shitball offer like they usually do.
Yeah.
And Carlito told him,
go F
he spit in their fucking face.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Brothers of Destruction will return next month during a tour of Mexico. The Undertaker will be teaming with Kane to take on Luke Harper and Braun Strowman.
Yeah. It's actually going to be big.
WWE wants to bring back Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I told you that was going to happen about a month ago.
WWE showed the clip of Sting beating Hogan at WWE Starrcade 2 weeks ago on Raw was an intentional reference to Hogan. Vince McMahon reportedly realized totally washing Hogan and his accomplishments away from the WWE history is impossible. His legacy is too great. With the heat dying down and the smoke starting to clear, it appears that WWE was cold to Hogan after his recent media tour, while will likely be a long time before we see Hogan on WWE TV again. The company is expected to warm up to him in the next few months. There had also been eternal rumors of Hogan merchandise going back up, which would be a big step.
That's what it is. That fucking
I said this months ago when we were discussing the whole racist thing. I was like, look, America's the land of second chances for one. I mean, I'm not saying what Hogan did was right. He's a fucking dirtbag for what he said on that damn porn tape or whatever the fuck with his wrinkle trick. You know what I mean? Whatever he was doing. But here's the thing. I said this when we were sitting here. They're gonna try to bring this dude back. And they're going to give him another chance. They're going to bring Hogan back. It's not going to be now. It may not be next year. But sometime in the near future, they're going to Pat Patterson his ass right along back. You know what I mean? Like he never left. And, you know, it's going to be like nothing ever happened. Because that's what the WWE does. And that starts from the top down. You know what I mean? Really does. You know what I'm saying? They need to start taking a look at that. Really does.
What else you got there? News and notes.
Let's see. Who's Sting scheduled to face at WrestleMania 32? As we all heard, as they look like they want Sting to face Bray Wyatt. Why it's not The Undertaker? I do not fucking know.
Well, nobody wants to see The Undertaker's 50-year-old ass get in the ring after he's going to get out of here in this cage with Brock Lesnar.
Next,
I like
three possible candidates to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania. 1, Seth Rollins. 2, Braun Strowman. 3, John Cena. Don't know why it's not Sting.
That's the match they need.
Gotta go Cena.
It's gotta be Cena and finish him out.
Cena,
you know what I mean? It's gotta be Cena
and
and finish him out.
And he's a senior guy, you gotta put him out.
Next, 4 names are being considered as possible opponents for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32. No names are Double R, Roman Reigns. 2, Seth Rollins. 3, The Rock. And Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, process of elimination. Eliminate
so,
The Rock,
no.
eliminate Steve Austin.
Because
right?
The Rock's probably going to go with Triple H.
You can
More than
eliminate. I say you can eliminate Seth Rollins because I think he might still be champion at that
Champion
time.
at that time.
Nah, that title gonna be off him. It's gonna be around Sheamus' waist before then.
I say you go with the rematch. Roman Reigns versus
Speculation. The next one, the speculation.
But if the title, well, hold on, before you start, if everything goes like you said, if the title's on Sheamus at that time, then you eliminate Roman Reigns. It's because Roman Reigns is going to be in the main event.
Okay.
Look that.
Next, speculation on WWE changing storylines due to fan reaction, which you all know that is true because a lot of shit didn't change. If you look just off of this year,
Yeah.
the Daniel Bryan
That's
shit.
funny because Cesaro doesn't get a push off of fan reaction.
He has a sorrow
Neither does
section.
Ziggler. Neither does Ziggler.
I mean, the best example, like the next one I'm talking about, Eva Marie's NXT Women's Championship run. Next, fan reaction.
Us, man.
Next,
Shouldn't have been in no title picture.
officials are behind the New Day and the Dudley Boys, the team with El Torito. Now, that's a bad idea. Somebody go get Spike Dudley. You know, if he's teaching third period French or something like that, bring him back. Nobody want to see El Torito.
I say it should be RVD.
Yeah. That would be a little bit, because you know RVD comes back for this little part-time
ECW
tour around
factor,
it. Yeah, man. You put RVD with the Dudley Boys again. Yeah, we got somebody for you. You want to go team, you want to make it 3 against 2? We'll bring you a tag. We got a partner and bring in RVD. Put the whole ECW thing, put him in the cage.
Some stars looked at stale by WWE officials, and it's a lot of them. You know, if you sit back and think about it, they looking at it's a lot of stars, but that's their own fault. Because why? Because they keep worried about pushing people like John Cena. And I mean, you got Cesaro, Bray Wyatt. You have all these people that's being made. I mean, we can't even say the champ is being pushed right now because it seems like he gets under pushed at fucking times.
I don't know. He was the first cat ever to win the United States and the world title.
But I mean, look how they did that. The great.
Well, I knew that was gonna go back on Cena anyway because that's what they want.
And then now they want to bring this.
But they need to.
They want to bring this WWE United States Championship. I think that shit has ran its course.
Because what my thing is this: what was Seth Rollins gonna do with the United States title anyway? So you know, put it in the tournament.
I'd rather exactly. You could have put it in the tournament and let somebody fucking take it off.
I agree there. You know, put it up in the tournament.
But
what else you got?
Edge possibly returning to the WWE full time. There is a strong possibility we will see a lot more of WWE Hall of Famer Edge in the future. Both Vince and Triple H are reportedly interested in having Edge back on WWE TV as an on-air personality. Of course, we know he can't come back because he got that bad neck. One snap, good night, he in a wheelchair.
Yeah. But hey, it's always good to have the rated R superstar back.
Sheamus penciled in as the next world heavyweight champion soon. Vince has reportedly been freaking out over the decline of TV ratings, and this is something Vince normally does every time of the year once football season kicks off.
Okay, that's why I said you're gonna freak out and put Sheamus. And it's stupid. But
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say most likely Sheamus will more likely than cash his Money in the Bank contract in sooner and result of Vince freaking out. So which means if he cash that shit in, that's gonna be the end of the fucking reign of Rollins.
Yeah, but it's only set up. It's only set up for. Because you're not good. Because eventually you want to turn Rollins probably. Because you're looking at 2 options. If you don't go Triple H Rock, most likely it's going to be Triple H Rollins at WrestleMania. You know, and Rollins is most likely going to turn to be the face. It's going to be Rollins versus Corporation. Now, taking the title off of Rollins, that just puts it on the next guy in line, and that's Roman Reigns. Because you're going to take it off of Rollins and put it on Sheamus, but you're going to put Sheamus in the title match at WrestleMania against who?
But
Roman
they didn't
Reigns.
say Sheamus is not supposed to have a long title reign.
Yeah, you damn right he ain't, because he's gonna lose it to Roman Reigns
What
at
else you got?
WrestleMania when they match up.
I don't think that'd be a good matchup. But
Well, they're gonna match him up because they're gonna have him take it off.
Next, media outlets attempted to ruin Hulk Hogan. Several media outlets have requested that Pinellas County Court in Tampa, Florida, unseal records relating to Hulk Hogan's lawsuit versus Gawker Media. Media outlets reportedly want a 1-minute excerpt and review the review of the leaked sex tape with him and Heather Clem. If the court agrees with the media, everything from that investigation will become public. This could get a lot worse for the Hulkster if and does this happens. As noted, the civil trial over the alleged sex tape leak is currently set for March 2016, and I think the judge ruled against that. So I think Hulk Hogan might be protected. Next, Manic takes a shot at TNA creative team. Manic took a shot at TNA creative team after he took off his mask this past Wednesday on Impact. A fan brought up the fact that this wasn't the first time he was unmasked on the show. Here's the exchange. Lucha, creative team. Oh man, shit. Yeah, creative team be writing basically like shit like this.
Yeah.
So, Young Manic took a shot.
Yeah, pretty sure he's pissed.
Let's see. Y'all already talked about, the Rhodes boys gonna be at the takeover.
Yeah.
Tammy got arrested and released. Lucha Underground fucking released Hernandez bum ass.
Yeah, bum bitch.
Mark Henry said he want to retire in dramatic fashion, and he want to go against Daniel Bryan if he can. Let's see. You got the Hell in a Cell. Let's see the lineup. If I can get to it real quick. Let's see. From what it looked like, from what they have right now, would be Kane versus Rollins. Intercontinental title would be Kevin Owens versus Ryback. The tag team titles would be, or in the tables match, might have another one. The New Day versus the Dudleys. Divas Championship will be Charlotte, Nikki, and Paige. Wyatt family versus Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton. And Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler. Plans for Big Johnny is unknown.
No more Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler, please. No more.
You see it's carrying on from the MSG one, and then it's going to Hell in a Cell.
I hope they change that up.
What else you got?
Let's see. Hurrying up. Let's see. Diamond Dallas Page would consider a return to feud with Randy Orton.
Oh, who's got the best cut?
That'd be cool for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I would. RKO versus Diamond Cutter.
Let's see. They got a jail. Tammy got a jail. Let's see. Judge denied media's outlet request for Hulk Hogan's sex tape. So yeah, Judge denied the request of the tape, so the tapes will stay sealed and most likely keep Hogan from experiencing more embarrassment. They want to get that shit because they probably want to get all the racial shit. Did I already bring up Hulk Hogan and The Rock being considered for a movie role?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Goldust probably, when he come back, he probably head to NXT, and I'm not just talking about for the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Well, back to the Rock and Hogan. It should be Hogan because he needs the money right now.
As a bad guy in the fucking Expendables?
Yeah, Hogan's been a bad.
He's gonna be the bad guy right now because of the racial shit.
Yeah.
So you gotta have somebody like Terry
come
Crews blow him
on.
away.
Let's keep it real. Hogan always been a shitty fucking actor. I mean, goddamn.
But hold on. But hold on.
He's been trash,
But
man.
hold on, man.
And then please don't say no holds bars.
No. I'm not saying no holds barred, but I'm saying Jean-Claude Van Damme ain't been the best fucking actor, and he was in the
What?
He ain't been the best actor. Come on.
Hulk Hogan and acting can't wipe Jean-Claude Van Damme's ass.
Van Damme, he was a fucking ballerina.
Van Damme has legendary movies.
As a fucking ballerina.
Legendary movies.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Kickboxer. You can go down the goddamn list.
Those were more action movies. Those weren't him acting.
Okay,
You know?
so you gonna try to tell me, what's that? What's that assault on fucking what Horror Island when Hogan wore that bad toupee
That shit was
and that
whack,
fucking
too.
shit? You want to say that
That was the Three Ninjas. That shit was whack.
Exactly. After the fucking first Three Ninjas, they went to the shit house.
Assault on Devil's Island where he had that long brown hair like Mel Gibson and Lethal
That
Weapon.
shit was whack, man.
Goddamn garbage.
So moving on to the kitchen bitch section of the
Hold
show.
on, one more. Backstage news on Rey Mysterio possibly debuting for Lucha Underground. If you notice at the end of Lucha Underground season 1, they was already kind of emulating and fucking like spelling it out like, hey, Ray might fucking come to Lucha Underground.
Right.
So it's looking like more and more of a fucking possibility.
That's crazy.
And then fucking let's see. In regards to television, Lucha Underground has been in negotiation with Televisa Channel 5 in Mexico, a strong network station, because not only giving them more financial assistance and funding for another season, but also giving way more further television exposure in Mexico than WWE, CMLL, or AAA. The company will also see a budget cut from a $400,000 per episode for the first season. However, in ways it won't be noticeable. They're also expected to be less shows than the first season, which the first season had 39 episodes. And Rey Mysterio expected to make a debut with the organization as the top star of the promotion in the second season. While it's not official, but it was strongly teased in the last episode of season 1, and most likely they will save it as a big surprise, kind of like how they did the Del Rio show.
So what's up with Puma? if he's gonna be a top star, where Puma going?
I don't know.
The shit house?
Puma should be in a fucking WWE ring. I don't know why. That dude is fucking phenomenal. The dude just got it. New Japan. And I mean, you think about it. When he puts on that mask, Prince Puma, he breaks out different move sets. I mean, how many times you see that shit? Where somebody puts on a different persona and they got a whole different set of moves. People don't do that shit.
Seth Rollins did it at the last pay-per-view. Wrestled 2 separate matches. He did his signature shit a little bit, but not on the same nature of Chris Puma doing a whole different move. But he did mostly a lot of different moves that he did in that match against Cena.
Most definitely.
So let's get to these goddamn KBs.
I really don't have one this week. What do you got?
I'm gonna stall it out. My KB is this. Tune in to Wrestling Heads. We're going on assignment for a spoiler. We're gonna bring it to you hard and direct. From where?
From the Stable Center.
Hell in a Cell. So for those that asked the question all week, are you guys going to Hell in a Cell? Are you guys gonna be there at the Staples Center? Your answer is yes. You can bet your ass. We're gonna be there at the Staples Center in Hell in a Cell. And yes, we're gonna bring you the show if we can, if they allow us to, on assignment.
Well, okay. So you have no kitchen, bitch. You have no kitchen, bitch.
No.
It's been pretty much of a. I mean, shit. I mean, we can sit here and take a free shot at TNA.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's too goddamn
It's
easy.
easy.
But
I'd say tune in next week.
hold on. I got my little baby kitchen, bitch.
Well, I'm done.
Well, you go ahead and be fucking done.
This chair is too much for mine.
At the end of the fucking day,
Fuck.
He's gotta go grease some palms.
No, I gotta go find out why the fuck Kaepernick is still our starting quarterback.
Right.
That's what I gotta go find out about.
at the end of the day,
Hey,
I just
Trent,
don't
Trent,
fucking
what the fuck
like
you doing, Trent?
how the fucking
Green
champ,
Jazz,
how the
bitch ass.
fucking champ's getting treated. And you know, my kitchen bitch is WWE creative. You know, it's a goddamn shame that you see the fucking world heavyweight champion getting treated like that. And I mean, out of all these other fucking world heavyweight champions that have been like shit, you treating Seth Rollins one of your best and your brightest like fucking shit. I don't give a fuck about the fucking storyline because we done seen storylines where you had heel fucking champions did not get fucking treated like a fucking Christmas bitch all the time. So, that's my kitchen bitch. And this has been another episode of motherfucking Wrestleheads. So people, please tune in next week.
Yeah.
And we are